Kandi Burruss turned 50 in Thailand. Not at some big Atlanta party, not at a venue with a red carpet, Thailand, with her friends. And the photo she posted from there is the kind of photo where you genuinely have to remind yourself, this woman was born in 1976. Black dress, high slit, deep V neckline, auburn curls, gold balloon letters, spelling happy birthday behind her, and a caption that said, "This is 50, or as I like to say, 25 for the second time." And then she posted something else separately that said, "I've been the MFN birthday for 50 years. And as they say, it gets greater later. People in the comments couldn't get past 50 where. That was genuinely the majority reaction, because the photo does not look like 50 to people. It just doesn't. Now, what makes this whole birthday moment more layered than it appears is that Kandi didn't just post a photo and move on. She also put out a video where she went back through old photos and clips from her career, and even used AI to recreate some of her past moments, which is actually a very specific thing to do when you're turning 50. You're not just celebrating a number. You're looking back at everything that got you here and deciding what it means. For Kandi, what it means is 3 decades of an industry that has a very short memory for women. And she's still standing at the front of it. People know her from Real Housewives of Atlanta, which she was part of for 14 seasons. But the music industry knew her long before Bravo did. She came up in the 90s as a member of Xscape and then built a second career entirely behind the scenes. As one of the most successful R&B songwriters of her generation, co-writing TLC's No Scrubs, which is one of those songs that has genuinely never left rotation since the day it came out. She wrote that song, and then she kept building restaurants, businesses, theater productions, television. So the confidence in that birthday photo is not a personality trait. It's a track record. She wrote from Thailand, "I'm so grateful for my tribe. This is my first birthday as a single woman in over 12 years. I didn't know how it was going to be, but my friends outdid themselves to make sure this birthday trip was special." That last part is the detail that changes the whole reading of this birthday. Because yes, the photos are stunning. Yes, the captions are bold. But she acknowledged, openly, without anyone pushing her, that this one was different. That she walked into this birthday, carrying something she hadn't carried into a birthday in over a decade.
Come here, welcomed with chocolate covered strawberries, a little cake, fruit.
She and Todd Tucker finalized their divorce in March 2026 after 11 years of marriage and months of legal proceedings following her November 2025 filing. The settlement included a lump sum payment from Kandi to Todd, joint custody of their 2 children, Ace and Blaze, and no spousal or child support obligations on either side. It was relatively clean on paper. But what was happening underneath the paperwork is what Kandi has been talking about publicly in a way that most people in her position simply don't. She sat down for an interview recently and was asked how she manages everything. The work, the kids, the transition to being single. And she didn't give the polished version. She teared up and said, "I stay busy. I'm not healed. I don't like to talk about stuff because I don't like to be emotional. I don't like to be sad, because if you stay busy, then you ain't got time to be sad." That answer did something to people, because staying busy is something a lot of people do when they're avoiding something painful. But most people don't admit that's what it is while they're doing it. She named it. She said, "This is my coping mechanism, and it's working, and I'm still not okay." She also said about the marriage, "Todd and I did everything together. We did businesses together. We traveled everywhere together. But then, I don't have any regrets. I feel like we had a good marriage. It was great while it was great. I just feel like it didn't work." Most people coming out of something painful want a villain in the story. Kandi didn't give the public one, at least not in interviews. But she did give them something else. She built a one-woman show around the whole thing, called I Do, I Did, I'm Done. It debuted at City Winery Atlanta. And during the performance, she told the audience directly that she found text messages in July 2025, confirming that Todd had been unfaithful. But here's the specific detail that explains why she actually filed. She said the cheating alone was not what ended the marriage. It was his response after she confronted him. He was dismissive, essentially telling her it was something she would just have to deal with. That reaction is what made her decision final. So, she tried to process the betrayal. She was willing to work through it. What she wasn't willing to accept was being told her reaction to it didn't matter. The show was promoted with Kandi posting, "My man's been cheating on me," on social media tickets. Sold out immediately. More dates were added, and the venue required attendees to lock their phones in yonder pouches, so nothing could be recorded inside.
When I got home last night.
Which means everything that got out about what happened in that room came from people who were actually sitting there. No clips, no recordings. Just people walking out and telling others what they witnessed. And the show kept selling. When she promoted the show on social media, Todd commented, "Petty Pendergrass lol, support your girl Kandi." She replied, "Well, thank you, Chidi Pablo. I appreciate your support." The internet immediately understood what Chidi meant, and people had a lot to say about that exchange. Because on one hand, she's giving measured, gracious interviews about having no regrets. And on the other hand, she's in the comments calling him Chidi Pablo. Both of those things are true at the same time. And honestly, both of them make sense. Todd did post for her birthday, wrote, "Happy birthday. Wow, the big 50. Welcome to the club. I wish you good health, wealth, peace, and happiness. Have fun. Turn up. Live this sash asterisk. We only get to do it once." Some fans said he understood the assignment. Others started wondering out loud if there was any chance the two of them would find their way back to each other. Which is the thing about a divorce that plays out this publicly. The audience develops opinions about the ending, and some of them genuinely don't want it to be over. When the clip of Kandi's emotional interview started circulating, Portia Williams commented, "This pain will linger for some time, but through the process you will become stronger. You will bounce back praying for you." Fans wrote things like, "Having to grieve a life you thought would be forever is super hard to navigate," sending her healing energy. What was notable about the response to that interview was that almost nobody came at her sideways. No, well, you should have known energy. People just sat with her in it. In her own words during her one-woman show, "I'm not healed. I don't like to be sad. I like to live in the positive, lean into the fun. With that being said, I stay busy. Because if you stay busy, then you ain't got time to be sad. On top of that, I've been leaning into trying to have more fun, planning more trips. Thailand was one of those trips. The birthday photos were part of leaning into the fun. And she was honest enough to tell you that's what it is. Not because she's fully healed, but because the alternative is sitting with pain that isn't done yet. And she's choosing motion over stillness until she actually gets there." Beyond the one-woman show, she's also producing a Broadway revival of August Wilson's Joe Turner's Come and Gone. She's 50 years old, navigating a divorce, raising 2 kids, touring a one-woman show through multiple cities, and producing Broadway. The booked and busy thing she talks about isn't a brand. It's genuinely just her life right now. And by her own admission, she built it that way on purpose, so the quiet doesn't get too loud. What makes Kandi's 50th actually worth talking about, beyond the photo, beyond the drama, is the specific combination of things happening at once. She's celebrating loudly and grieving privately. She's posting confidence and admitting she's not healed. She's saying nothing bad about Todd in interviews and calling him Chidi Pablo in comment sections. The only thing worth asking now is, what does she do with all of this once she actually does heal? Because if this is what she produces while she's still in the middle of the pain, whatever comes after might be the most interesting chapter yet.